Now I am going to discuss atomic structure. It means the arrangement of subatomic particles like electron, proton and neutron in an atom. So first, the upcoming scientist is your Rutherford. He bombarded positively charged alpha particle with very thin gold foil, and a zinc sulfide screen is placed just opposite to the thin gold foil, and it observed three observations. First is maximum rays are passed straight through the thin gold foil. Second is very few rays are deflected, making some angle. Third one is very few, that means 0.0001% of the rays are retrace or rebounds their path. From these three observations, he concluded that atom consists of empty space in it, and it has two parts. One is your nuclear part, another one is your extranuclear part. And the positive charge particle proton is present in the nuclear part, and the negative charge particle electron is present in the extranuclear part. Though the few rays are retrace or rebounds their path, he concluded that a massive particle is situated at the center of an atom, which is having same charge as the charge of alpha particle. He named it as nucleus. This Rutherford atomic model is compared with solar planetary system, and these electrons are called planetary electrons. From this experiment, what are the drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model? The Maxwell contradict the stability of atom. Though electron is a positive negative charge particle and nucleus is positive charge particle, it cannot continuously revolve around the nucleus. It may fall into the nucleus and may lose energy, and atom will be unstable. And Rutherford also fails to explain the hydrogen spectra. He cannot explain the velocity and energy of the electron. Now, the atomic number and mass number. Atomic number is the number of proton present inside the nucleus of an atom, and mass number is the number of proton and number of neutron. According to this atomic number and mass number, you have isotope, isobar and isotone. Isotope is the element having same atomic number but different mass number. Just like hydrogen. Hydrogen is having three isotopes, your protium, deuterium, tritium. Similarly, your carbon is also having three isotopes, carbon 12, carbon 13, your carbon 14. Your chlorine is also having chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. And isobar are the elements with same mass number but different atomic number. Just like argon 1840, calcium 2040, and isotones are the elements with same number of neutrons but different number of proton. that argon 1838, potassium 1939, calcium 2040, likewise. Then next your Bohr's atomic model. To overcome the drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model, with the help of Planck's quantum theory, Bohr postulated his model that electron is continuously revolve around the nucleus with definite orbit or cell, or this orbit is having definite energy. That's why these are called energy levels, and that each cell is having definite energy, and he give a mathematical expression for this, that energy of nth orbit is equal to minus 313.6 by n square into kilocalorie per mole. And n is here number of cell. N is equal to 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. N1 means electron is present in first cell. N is equal to 2 means electron is present in second cell. N is equal to 3 means electron is present in third cell. Here infinity number of concentric cells are there, where electron is continuously revolve around the nucleus. And which cell or orbit is applicable for revolving the electron? The angular momentum is a whole number multiple of h by 2 pi. Your angular momentum is your mvr. Here m is your mass of the electron, v is your velocity of the electron, r is the distance of the orbit from the nucleus, and mvr is equal to your n is your number of cell. N for first cell n is equal to 1, for second cell n is equal to 3, for third cell n is equal to 3, for fourth cell n is equal to 4, likewise. So infinity number of cell are there, which angular momentum is whole number multiple of h by 2 pi. Here h is your Planck's constant. And the electron, whenever the electron revolve around the nucleus, it is having definite energy. If the electron is present in first cell, it moves to the second cell, then it can absorb energy. How much energy it can absorb? The difference in energy, that delta E is your difference in energy, which is equal to E2 minus E1, or E higher minus E lower. If an electron moves from higher energetic cell to lower energetic cell, it can emit energy or release energy. How much energy it can release? The difference in energy, that E higher minus E lower. If an electron can jumps to lower energetic cell to higher energetic cell, it can absorb energy. How much energy it can absorb? The difference in energy, that is delta E. It is E higher minus E lower. And whenever an electron revolves in its definite path or orbit, it can't emit energy or absorb energy. This state of electron is known as your ground state or stable state. Whenever an electron jumps to higher energetic state, it is known as its excited state or unstable state. So next is your Bohr-Bury model. So that Bohr is another scientist, Bury is another, though joint venture, they can postulated his model is known as your Bohr-Bury model. So first he described that that the electron present in different cell is given by the formula 2n square, where n is number of cell. For first cell n is equal to 1, for second cell n is equal to 2, for third cell n is equal to 3, for fourth cell n is equal to 4, likewise. And for first cell the maximum electron capacity is 2. Putting the value n is equal to 1, you got 2. For second cell the maximum electron capacity is 8. For third cell the maximum electron capacity is 18. For fourth cell the maximum electron capacity is 32. And the outermost cell is having maximum electron capacity is 8. And the maximum electron capacity of the penultimate cell, just immediately before the outermost cell, is having 18. And it is not necessary to complete an orbit, then the electron jumps to next energetic state or cell. Then Afba's principle, or you can say it as n plus L rule. Here n is what? Your principal quantum number, and L is azimuthal quantum number. Afba stated that the electron are filled in different subcell in order of increasing energy. Higher is the n plus L value, higher is the energy. That the different subcell, just like for 1s, the n plus L value is here, n value is 1 and L value for S subcell is 0, and L plus L value for 1s is 1, and n plus L value for 2s is here n is equal to 2 and L is always 0 for S subcell, and for 2s the n plus L value is 2. That's why the energy of 1s is less than the energy of 2s. So the electron is fill up first cell and S subcell, that means 1s, then electron jumps to the next energetic cell, that is 2s. That means second cell and S subcell. Then another thing is that in case of identical n plus L value, lower is the n value, lower is the energy. As for example, energy of 3p. Here n is equal to 3 and L is equal to 1. That's why n plus L value for 3p is 4. And n plus L value for 4s is also 4. But here n is equal to 4 and L is equal to 0. Here n value is highest for 4s. That's why the energy of 3p is less than energy of 4s. So how the electron are fill up in different subcell? Now first electron is fill up in 1s, then electron moves to 2s, then electron moves to 2p, then electron moves to 3s, then it moves to 3p, then 4s, then 3d. And the maximum electron capacity for S subcell is 2. And the maximum electron capacity for P subcell is 6. And the maximum electron capacity for D subcell is 10. Then these are the subcell. Here arrangement of 30 electron from hydrogen to zinc in this subcell in order of increasing energy following Aufbau's principle, or n plus L rule.